Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Sammy. Now, listen, I know the Last of the Druids patch 0.4 isn't exactly in a great spot. And the last couple of videos, I've kind of highlighted some of my sore points, things that I'm seeing. But instead of piling on, I figured it's Christmas time. It's time to spread some joy. And so let's do something different. So today I want to highlight the good things I see in Path of Exile 2 and its future. This is not blind praise. I genuinely feel like this, and I'm thankful for Grinding Gear Games and the path that Path of Exile 2 is taking, even with all the bumps. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing I am thankful for is the fun and engaging combat. Now, some of you may disagree with the length and that it has to be shortened. Some of you even, dare I say, want a option to skip the campaign. I personally do not. I think the campaign is a vital part of the game, and I enjoy that process. But whether you agree or disagree with the length of the campaign, or whether you want to skip it, I think all of us can agree it's one of the most enjoyable campaigns in all of the ARPG. So I'm thankful for this very fun and engaging campaign. The other thing that I'm thankful for Grinding Gear Games and Path of Exile 2 is the boss fights. The three-dimensional boss fights. They feel designed, not random. They're not just, punching bags. There is some strategy. You need to dodge. You need to roll. You need to understand the telegraphs from the bosses, the mechanics. Win or lose, they are memorable. Now, we could argue some are easier than others, some are more difficult than others. But this is something that Grinding Gear Games has always done well. So I'm appreciative of that. And I can tell you, the very first time we experienced all the boss fights in Path of Exile 2 were some of the most memorable moments. So thank you, GGG, for really amazing boss fights in this game. That kind of transitions into my next thing that I'm glad that is in Path of Exile 2, and that is like the layers that are involved in the combat and the decision making that players have to make, the positioning, the dodging, the timeness, the awareness. Now, you're not just holding right click anymore, and that is designed intentionally. Combat asks more of players, and I actually appreciate that. I know there is noise out there that people do not like the slow, meaningful, and engaging combat. But I do see what Grinding Gear Games is trying to do here, and I really do appreciate it. So I personally am thankful for the engaging combat that is in Path of Exile 2. I think it separates it from Path of Exile 1. This one, when it happened, nobody could believe it. That's going to happen when pigs fly, and you guys probably already know what I'm going to say, but I know everybody will agree to this one. Asynchronous trade, fewer trade headaches. It still blows my mind that Grinding Gear Games pulled this off. Unbelievable. No more whisper spamming. No AFK sellers. No more friction. You go and, oh, by the way, I know I put it for 1 exalt, but it's actually 5 exalt. Like that kind of crap. People are earning money while they're sleeping and offline. Like just S-tier improvement, quality of life improvement. So asynchronous trade, I'm so glad that Grinding Gear Games put this in the game. Hallelujah. And I'm thankful for that, as I am sure all of you are as well. I think this one, out of all the ones I'm listing, is probably, if we were to take a poll, this one would get the highest agree. Class identities and the distinction between all the class identities. Now, I know class balance is always a moving target, and we could argue on whether or not these classes are distinct of each other. I think they are. Is balance perfect? No. But every class at least has one viable path, And more importantly, I believe they have an identity. And that's what GGG can build on. That's the foundation of class balance. So I'm really happy. We have 8 classes right now, and the Druid clearly distinct from the other classes that we have in the game right now. So I'm looking forward to the addition of the other 4 whenever they do come. But the distinction between the class identities, I'm thankful for that. It's nice when you want to try something different and a different play style, and the game has that option for you, and it does. So I'm really thankful. Again, I understand we could debate whether some are good and some are bad and all this kind of stuff, but the fact that there is a distinction between the classes is really nice, and I'm thankful for that. This one, does get talked about, but I don't think GGG gets praised enough for it, and that is the real transparency that this studio provides its player base. I don't think they're second to none. I really do think the level of transparency, sometimes it bites them in the ass because they tell us stuff and then it doesn't come to fruition, and we're like, well, wait a minute, you told us back then that, that kind of stuff. So it is a double-edged sword, but GGG explains their thinking in real, honest time. Even when people don't like their answer, they tell us. I love this transparency, and it's one of the main reasons, the core reasons why I put so much trust in them, and I think a lot of people do. A lot of the player base does. So I just, people don't realize how much, how important this is. There are a lot of studios out there that hide behind their lies, dare I say. So I respect and I appreciate Grinding Gear Games' real transparency, and I'm thankful for that. I'm really thankful for the massive potential ahead for Path of Exile 2. Now, POE 2, obviously they want to win all the time, but at the end of the day, they're trying to win long term. This is why we have all these ups and downs. They're trying to get this right long term. Now, let's hope this long term doesn't mean 3, 4, 5 years. I hope it's going to be 2026. And despite the rough edges in 0.4, I still believe where this game is going. I believe in the direction. I think Grinding Gear Games is going to figure it out. And I do really think videos like this, the feedback that all of you provide Grinding Gear Games. And by the way, guys, if you play this game a lot, please provide your feedback. They do listen. Now, they don't act on all of it, but they do listen to all the feedback and take it in and then go about their business on how they feel the direction of the game should go. So if you do have your opinions, please submit them. But I'm really thankful for the massive potential ahead for Path of Exile 2. If you're part of this channel and have watched my videos and have been with me and part of the community for a long time, you know my stance on this game. I will continue to say it will be the best ARPG. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I will continue to say that until I see it otherwise, it go in another direction and completely crash and burn. I don't think that's going to happen. So the potential ahead is just enormous, and I'm super excited about that, and I'm thankful for that. So thank you, Grinding Gear Games. And lastly, probably the core of what makes Grinding Gear Games such an amazing studio is the fact that they have such a bold vision for Path of Exile 2. They don't play it safe, guys. And you've heard Jonathan say, they have no problems when he hears of an idea. Let's throw it up against the wall and see if it sticks. They do not play it safe. And when you don't play it safe, you're going to have things that are going to crash and burn like we've seen. But you're also going to have things that come out and are like, wow, unbelievable what they're doing. So their boldness when it comes to designing and creating this game, I'm so thankful for it. I rather have someone that takes risks than someone that just continues to rinse and repeat the same old formula, crossing their fingers, hopefully hoping that the player base will continue to consume it. And I understand now, like, Path of Exile 2 is trying not to be Path of Exile 1. Now, some people will argue the fact that, well, all the content they're releasing in early access is all, linked to Path of Exile 1. And I would agree to that. And I think we're going to continue to see that in early access. I don't think we're going to see anything 100% new, not tied to Path of Exile 1 at all, until we're in out of early access and 1.0 comes. I think that's when you're going to start seeing grinding gear games starting to lean on new things, nothing that can be associated to Path of Exile 1. But their bold vision for POE 2, unbelievable. Slower combat, meaningful, engaging. Some of you don't like that. Some of you are okay with it. We can debate. There are things that I like, but there are some things attached to that I don't like, but that's not what this video is about. But I love the fact that it is meaningful and engaging. There are things around that kind of make it bad sometimes. But overall, I agree with the premise. The intentional systems that are in this game, that this is a long-term mindset that Grinding Gear Games has for Path of Exile 2 and how they want to distinct it from Path of Exile 1. So even when I disagree with some of these choices that they're making right now, I respect their commitment to trying to make something fresh and new, whether it's combat, whether it's boss design, whether it's all the assets that they're making, the classes that they're making. All these things are geared towards the distinction between the two games. Because at the end of the day, do we really want to play the same two games? Again, that could be up for argument. I understand there's camps on both sides. But I really, really am thankful and appreciate the bold vision that Grinding Gear Games has for Path of Exile 2. Whether you agree or disagree with the vision, I respect it and I'm thankful for it. So there you have it, guys. That's me spreading some joy during the Christmas season. I know Path of Exile 2 isn't perfect right now. I know that. Believe me. I have thrown my hat in the ring with some of the things that I think need to be addressed and improved on. Now, remember, that's not hate. That is constructive criticism. And I do want to say one thing as a content creator and live streamer, and I think my peers would probably agree with this, and that is, when we say positive things about a game, we're shill, we're a paid actor. When we highlight things that need to be improved in a game, we're complainers and negative. Look, guys, at the end of the day, I understand there's bad actors on both sides, but for the most part, as a streamer, as a content creator, we call balls and strikes. So if a game is being poorly designed, you're going to get a lot of strikes called. And if a game is being designed well, there's going to be a lot of balls called because we're happy with the game. At the end of the day, I like to think the majority of the content creators and streamers out there are doing an honest job in providing their feedback. And a lot of them, now I'm lucky, I do get to play this game a lot. I'm not at the top from as far as the skill level and the amount of hours played. I don't play this game full time. I would say I play this game a lot more than a lot of other people, not as much as some of the top content creators and streamers. But I'm lucky enough that I can play this game every evening just about. But I think there's well intentions in there. So it drives me crazy when people call me a shill when I do videos on good stuff, and they call me negative when I highlight, things that need to be improved. And that goes for all streamers and content creators. So, and people that are making comments on the videos, you guys, I see you guys getting slack from other people that are making comments. People just care. If people care, they're going to voice their opinions, good and bad. It doesn't mean that they're being paid or that they're negative. You know what I mean? But anyway, I know there's a lot of things that, need to be improved in Path of Exile 2. And I know it's not a finished product, but I see the foundation. I see the ambition. Nothing can stop ambition. When someone has drive and ambition, like, they really got to mess up to screw it up. And come on, I really do think Grinding Gear Games has that drive, has that ambition. And that's why I'm still here. That's why I'm still playing Path of Exile 2 and Path of Exile 1. I see that in them, and I'm thankful for that. And I hope you see that too. And I hope you do the same thing I'm doing. Give them praise when they earned it, and give them the feedback when things need to change. As far as you're concerned, it can do nothing but help the situation as far as I'm concerned, because if they don't get any feedback, they will assume that everybody is happy. So I think not only is praise important, but I also think professional, constructive feedback is important as well. So that's my joy for the season. Now, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Really helps get this in front of more eyes and people, and it keeps the discussion going. So hit the like button, get in the comments section, and let me know what you are happy about or what you appreciate from Grinding Gear Games and Path of Exile 2, if anything. And if you really want to support this channel, hit the subscription button, and it would mean the world to me. We are trying to get in front of more people. I love talking about video games, so please hit that subscription button. It would mean the world to me. And lastly, for those of you that are celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you're celebrating. If you are celebrating, I wish you and your family nothing but health and happiness. That is the most two important things in life as far as I'm concerned. Everything else is a far distant second. I wish you, your family, friends, everybody around you health and happiness. And I hope you have a joyous holiday season. I have no idea what my schedule is going to be like. But if you have some time and you want to burn some of the alcohol that you're going to be consuming if you drink, come and check me out live on Twitch and YouTube. The channel name is right there. I'm SamyCaps everywhere. So anyway, happy holidays, everyone. And I wish you nothing but health and happiness, as always. And we'll get to see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. The opinions expressed in this video are mine and solely mine. Healthy debate is always encouraged. Hate is never welcomed. So get over it.